Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Mark. Welcome back to more TyroCraft. How's getting on today? I have been so busy offline. Just unbelievably busy. I can't actually believe, probably what unbelievable means. I have a horse. Look at him. We have a horse who kind of needs a name. However, we have a horse. I say I've done a lot. Can I remember any of it? Absolutely not. Before anything else, let's just have a look at something kind of weird. What happened here? There appears to be some kind of cave-in. Now, I've not been over here. I've not done anything. I just came to collect my wheat. I came to collect my sugarcane. And just suddenly I've got a hole down to the Earth's crust and, well, yeah, at some point probably will explore that, but, you know, for now, just gonna let it live its best life, to be honest. But I've been fishing a lot, and I got a lot of good stuff. And how many times have I said a lot so far? Yeah, you're right. Quite a few times. Now, obviously, I'm a big advocate. I'm a big advocate? Obviously, I endorse fishing. But why have I been grinding it so much? Yeah, that's right, because I got the absolute be-all, end-all of fishing rods. I got a Lure 3, then I enchanted another one to get Luck of the Sea 2, then I pulled a Mending and Unbreaking, I stuck them all together, and here we are. It's been kind of mad. But it doesn't stop there. Let's just go have a look at what I've actually got. So what do we have equipped right now? We have the Unbreaking 3 Flame 1 Infinity 1 bow, which we got purely from fishing. How can that be improved, you might ask? Well, right here, we fished a Power 4 bow. And then right next to it, we fished a Power 4 bow. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can combine them two, get Power 5 sticker on the bow, and then we're going to be shooting people out here like Zizzergrizz. And I was going to say Muzzafuzza, but that just might be way too old of a reference. Anyway, does not matter. The only other thing that you really need for a bow would be punch, but if anything's really up in my face, I'm just going to use Damocles' sword here, and then, you know, we'll just hit them with that. But it doesn't just stop there. It's a pretty basic, but a fairly decent pick. Unbreaking 2, Fortune 1, and obviously Efficiency 3. This is a good starter pick. It does need to be buffed up a little bit, but hey-ho. I currently have Protection 1. It's very basic, but so am I. But next on the haul, we just have a nice little collection here of things that when, you know, the bow breaks, because we're not going to have because we're not going to have mending on it, at some point in the future, we will need to make another one. And I'm just pretty much ready for that. Also, we just have an absolute just library of books. Some stuff good, some stuff bad, some stuff pointless, but I can also, you know, just remove it at a grindstone and then just get the XP from it. But if you thought that's where that ended, you would be wrong. So we have a look here in my lovely valuables chest. We have an enchanted apple. We have 2 discs, but I currently cannot afford to use a diamond on a jukebox. I just don't have any diamonds. But not the point. What could possibly be on these 3 books that I fished out of the water? This one has mending, this one has mending, and you can see where this is going. This one also has mending. I've managed to fish 3 mending books out of the water, which if you ask me, it's kind of wild. But for once, there actually is just so much to show you. I'm actually forgetting what I need to do, so I've actually ended up writing down everything that I need to do. As I'm moonwalking back here, just, you know, showing off my dance moves. Look at them. Here we go. I don't have a hat on. Does that mean my shoes are... Yeah, my shoes are about to die. Interesting. You can see that we've done some progress over here. Also, just before we do this, we need to work out what 3 things the mending goes on. I'm thinking pick, sword, and chest plate, but that could just be, you know, anyway, doesn't matter. Can you see what's different over here? If you couldn't spot it, here's a close-up. We now have the very first top ring-in, which means we can actually probably get rid of this dirt monstrosity on top and make it look a little bit nicer. It didn't actually take that long, and especially now that this is in, I just need to follow these all the way down. Some of them are, you know, a lot longer than others. This one here on the south facing, I don't actually know my cardinal directions. I've actually just built down a blue pillar all the way down on each cardinal direction, just so we have, again, something that we can just start from and we can maneuver to. Over this way, the one that my back is now facing is quite short. This one here is ludicrously long, which is kind of what I was going for, because then when we have under here, we have really different sizes and we have a lot of different heights under here. That's what I'm trying to say. We have obviously the mountain over there. We have this little plateau here, and then we have a nice deep valley, which gives me a lot to work with. Now, I tell you what, these drowned are going to be the absolute bane of my existence. They're really annoying me already, as well as also not having a respiration hat, or, well, in this case, not having any kind of hat at all. However, I think that's a good start. Now, obviously, just having the ring looking like this, it is still 0.01% done, and it is still a huge task. I am making some nice headway, but it is still a really huge task. But at least now that we have the first ring in, we can just grind it out a little bit here, a little bit there, in between episodes. I can do it offline, but it is one of the things where I really don't think that I can be filming it. Now, I do say that I do a lot of tedious stuff, and it can be kind of boring and just really bad content. But this especially especially. So I know that we could just be putting down the blue glass and we could just be having a chat and a wee talk, but I'm trying to contend with the actual drowned throwing tridents at me and also then trying not to become a drowned myself. I'm going to be concentrating on that too much to have any kind of coherent real sentence, I think. So I think this is one that's just going to be a slow burner. We'll get it done as quickly as we can. I still actually don't have anywhere where I can reliably get a lot of sand. I don't have a consistent source of blue dye. I can't find any of the flowers, and I don't really have that crazy amounts of lapis. But now that that's happened, we can start, and it does show the intent of what we want to do. Now that you've seen that, there is one more thing that I need to show you that's happened, then we can get right back to it. Do I know what today is going to bring? No, I do not. Do I have a plan for today? No, I do not. Do I think it's going to be a good episode? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, let's go see the really cool thing. Let's go see the final excellent. Let's go and see the final excellent. What do I want to say here? Enough waffling. I'll meet you at the final thing. So I did say that I would meet you at the next final thing, but while I'm on my way there, I've just noticed a slight inconsistency in my filming. So, in between the time it took me to film on the little beachhead behind the house there, and then explain what I'm doing with the ring, and why I won't be filming it, and all that kind of good stuff that you have just heard, these signs randomly appeared in my inventory. And that's just down to the fact about when I recorded the ring, and when I recorded... Shut up and speak English. When I recorded... You can't shut up and speak. Behave yourself. So between me recording from the beachhead and then about the ring and the explanation clip actually desynced, so I had to record it again. But obviously, the clip ended with me saying, let's go look at the final thing that we need to show today. And on my way there, I made the signs because we need them. However, I know for a fact if I'm watching the movie and I see a slight inconsistency, it kind of drives me wild, so I just wanted to address that. Okay, cool, thanks, great, bye. So as I come down here, you might notice we no longer have the bars stopping people coming in and out of here because we now have our own tunnel. And apparently a massive zoom in on my face. Now you might think to yourself, how have I managed that then? Short answer is I didn't. That's a terrible camera angle. I'm gonna stand still. So I'm on last night, I'm playing, and I get a message from the lovely ScreenTime02. He's another TyroCraft member. His link will be down in the description. He messaged me asking if I fixed my portal yet. I said long story short, no, because I'm just really, really lazy. And then just suddenly goes, what's the coordinates of your portal? I'll be round in like 2 minutes. And sure enough, he built this really long just corridor through the actual netherrack. I need to actually cut this down because I bumped my head on it. And yeah, this just goes to 0, and where all the other bases are. And I now actually have a way to get about the place. And I'm genuinely so thankful. I went looking for his portal last night. He kind of mentioned it on the way past. It's the next one up here on the right, but there isn't actually a portal there yet. But trust me, the second I can actually get to his base, the boy's getting a gift. I can now actually go and see people's bases. I can see the shopping district. We can start doing all that kind of cool stuff. That's a lot of fun. I am genuinely really thankful for Screen Time. That was such a really nice thing that he did not have to do and help me out like that. That was genuinely just... I hit the wall. That was a great thing to do. So I've got my signs down. People know where we are. I'm going to head back to the portal. It's actually not even that far of a run. It's like 300 blocks. That's not bad at all. I can actually then customize this corridor. We can make it look amazing. That's a whole other project. It's going to be great. This camera angle is terrible. I'll see you back at the base. So now the immediate things on my checklist. Where did that go? There it is. This needs a roof. It just does. I don't make the rules. Houses need roofs. Houses need tops made on them to... You know what I mean? Stop looking at me like that. Do I have any bones? Just a 38 of them then? Did he just run away or did he despawn? This happens all the time on this server and it drives me genuinely up the wall. I turn my back on something that I want and it just isn't there anymore. This happened with a horse. I saw a horse out here and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I do want a horse. And I went to go into my base to get a saddle and he's just not there. That's honestly so annoying. But where was I? Oh yes. So the top of that needs a roof. I don't know what it's going to look like because it's not obviously a traditional shape, so it might be harder to do. That's the only reason I've not done it yet, just because I don't actually know what it's going to look like. And I find it really tedious if I actually don't have an idea of what I want or what it's going to look like, and I have to do trial and error, that looks bad, get rid of it, trial and error, that looks bad. You know what I mean? That's just not the way that I build. That's not the way that I do things. It's just not fun to me. But I will tell you what I'm thinking, and I really want you to hear me out. It's not like it's a big thing. So in my world, obviously, my single player world, I've been in there for 3 years. I've gotten used to seeing things every day, and it's really weird not having them. Might be able to work out where this is going just from that. Up on top of my little mountain here, I've looked at it, I've calculated it. It's about the perfect size for my Fenrir statue. And I think it would fit in really well here. When we are coming out of the ocean monument, we could look up, we could see it from the house. We see it when we're exploring around here. We see it when people come to visit. They're just going to see a really big wolf statue. I think it's such a cool idea. Now, I don't want to just implement things that I have in my single player world, but I think that is such a good looking creative project project that I want to do it anyway. Now, obviously, this is a different series, and not everything is going to be the same. I assure you of that. There might be some crossover things, but it's mainly down to the fact I just miss it. I genuinely, it was one of the first things I ever built on my single player like 3 years ago. I kind of want to just do it again. It would look so amazing up here. From like 75% of the ocean monument, you'd see it. Just everywhere, coming back from over that direction. You'd see it, and it would be a staple of my base, and it would be just where I call home. Now, I am kind of technically asking for permission, but also at the same time, I was thinking about doing it in this episode. So, you know what they say, it's a lot easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission, and if people really do hate it and think that I am just copying my single player world, very regrettably, we'll just make some TNT and we'll blow it up, and that can be some content. However, I hope you like it. I hope you like the idea of it, and it'll be something that you see in like all these episodes. And again, I'm wanting to do stuff that'll make people on this server go wow, and me personally, every time I saw that statue, I personally went wow. Right, it is sunrise. I've been disconnecting all night. It is literally the most annoying thing that has ever happened to anyone. I can say that was absolute. I can't jump up this mountain backwards. Anyway, I don't really care. I was trying to be over dramatic and I just forgot how to speak. Surprise, surprise. So here's going to be the platform that our little Fenrir is going to be on. He's not exactly little. For anyone who is new here and doesn't know what I'm talking about because you haven't seen my single player, you are in for an absolute treat. This thing is going to be incredible. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I think instead of watching me do it all, I think there will just be, here we have halfway, here we have almost done, and here it is. I think that's the best course of action. We're going to do that. So let me get to work. I'll see you in a bit. So currently it looks kind of mad. I fully understand that. Trust me, it's going to look a lot better. This has caused me so much grief. It is honestly, oh goodness, just working with the one block, it makes it just so hard to count, and it's just a nightmare. I would also just like to use this time to mention, I didn't actually design this. I've just used it in 2 worlds so far. One you haven't seen, my single player, and now this one. The actual video I'm following in the tutorial is done by a creator called Meg Ray. I will put the video in the description. It is the easiest tutorial I've ever seen. She literally will put up a pixel diagram of each layer. It's just great. The tutorials she puts up are fantastic. So massive shout out to her. Thank you for making my worlds interesting. This is much harder than I remember. We're definitely getting there, but my goodness, this has taken a long time. It is done. It is complete. And he looks glorious. I knew that he would. Obviously, we've had this before. I knew that he would look amazing. He would look just exceptional. But I've missed him. I've really missed my boy. It finally feels like I'm home. So now, while we're building this, and when it's done, and we're in here, and we're coming up, coming out, who do we see on the horizon but our boy Fenrir? I do need to do a little bit of detailing, a little bit of like andesite, cobblestone, some more stairs, some half slabs, and get that done, but the actual majority of it is done, and I think it looks amazing. Bye, Kiki. I think it looks perfect. It's exactly how I wanted it to look. And then just traveling in from the outside world comes into view in all its glory. It's just so good, isn't it? I think it's easily one of the best builds that was in the single player world, and now it definitely is a very, very good way to start this series, and shows just the intent of what I want to be doing in this series. I'm incredibly happy with that. Unfortunately, we are now out of time for the episode. I think we got quite a lot accomplished today. Shut up, phone. Oh, I think that we had made it a whole episode. Now I'm doing the outro. Anyway, I think we've got a lot done. I think there was a lot of content today, and we have my boy Fenrir back. What an episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed today's video, please feel free to drop a like. It's completely free. They show me that you love the videos, and they make me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. I mean, it's a win-win-win. What more could you want? You can also subscribe to the channel for new videos every 3 days. Haven't always been sticking to that schedule, but recently with the launch of TyroCraft Season 2, there's just so much content, so much for me to film. I'm enjoying myself so much that the videos are just coming so naturally to me, and I'm actually waking up in the morning and just turning the camera on and being like, right, what can I film today? So honestly, if you have enjoyed today's episode, there will be a lot more like it. There'll be a lot more content like this. So please stick around. You'll have an absolute whale of a time. Is that a saying? Why are whales known to be happy? Just gonna wait for this motorbike to pass. You would think I could probably shut my window, but hey ho. So having said that, and with that being said, I hope you stay out of trouble. You don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll see yous. Laters.